In a desolate spiral arm of one little galaxy, around an insignificant star, there orbits a bleak backwater planet, on which the general consensus is that a single mammalian species is far and away the most important species to ever evolve on that dismal rock. However, this consensus is supported only by that single species. In truth, there are no more significant than any other mindless creatures wiggling in the dirt. The humans will offer myriad reasons why they are the most advanced, most noteworthy, most successful species to spring forth from the evolutionary melee that passes for life on their remote little deaf world. We have art, they'll say. No other species on the planet makes art. Ignoring 1,000 species, from birds to fish, who perform the most incredible mating dances or create mesmerizing displays from nothing but rocks and leaves. Art in itself means nothing. Fine, they'll say. Maybe some other species do have art, but none that compares to ours. There is no Pigeon Shakespeare, no Frog Van Gogh. No art with soul, aside from what is produced by humanity. And maybe they're right, but equally, there is no bird known to have committed war crimes, no amphibian known to have stripped his brethren of their small liberties. This soul seems to be useful only for devising new means of subjugating themselves. Okay, we've made mistakes in our past, but we've learned from them. We are capable of seeing our wrongdoings, recognizing our transgressions, moving past our failings. Of all the creatures of our world, none aside from humanity are capable of this. And this annoys us. They're poking holes in our case. This infantile little species, incapable of seeing anything beyond their tiny little atmosphere, incapable of seeing the rich Stolocere deposits beneath their crust of their otherwise useless rock. We consider angrily how much easier it would be if these pitiful life forms would just accept their lack of proper sentience, accept their inferiority. Fine. We amend our strategy. The humans may have rudimentary culture and a basic ability to learn, but the fact remains they are sitting on a prize of unimaginable wealth. Such an abundance on Stolocere has not been recorded on one planet in all of our long and storied history. Will we pass up this opportunity for the sake of one insignificant and only barely sentient ape species? This was all the Council needed to allow us to continue. We understand the need to keep up appearances before the people, but this charade of allowing the humans to speak in the Council chamber infuriates us. But now the humans say nothing. The Council begins their final deliberations. The humans remain gratifyingly silent. Soon the ruling will be passed, and sentience or no, the Council species will be free to enjoy ahem. The humans speak again. We await their tiresome pleas for mercy. A few days ago, humanity was alone. We knew of no others amongst the stars who we might call our friends. We could find no evidence of anything beyond the boundaries of our space, except endless void. You can imagine our surprise and our joy at finally discovering that we were not, as we had thought, alone. You came to our world, and we greeted you as friends. Even when it became clear that you were interested only in taking our riches, we persevered, hoping that we could bring our nations to a peaceful coexistence. Even when your demands grew from mining rights to full occupation, we remained hopeful that we could find a common ground. After all, what is one tiny colony when compared to the endless rewards of cooperation? The chance to exchange ideas, stories, culture. These words worry us. The human used the word colony. Surely it must be a mistranslation. Unfortunately, you did not see it the same way. To you, we represented nothing more than a nuisance to be swept away. An obstacle standing between you and your precious Stolocere, this mineral which you lust over with such vigour that you forget to do even the most basic research. But rest assured, we have had ample time to do our own research on you. We know what you do to the weaker species you find. We know how you exploit, conquer and terrorize those who can't stand up to you. We have seen the crimes you have perpetrated against sentient life. Earlier you referred to us as the most important species to ever evolve on our fair world of Dunyara. You were mistaken. We didn't evolve on Dunyara. Allow me to enlighten you. This terrifies us. Could it be true? Could we have been so blind? So foolish? We feel the fear build within us as we pore over the limited data we collected on our survey of the primitive's world. Everything, from its massive population to its extensive industry and infrastructure, pointed to the world they called Dunyara being the human homeworld. No mere colony could be so well established, so highly developed. For that to be the case, it would have to have been settled centuries, if not millennia ago. And for such a planet to be considered only a tiny colony, as the human has said, the true extent of their species would have to be... We hear a great roar building up around us, until even the Grand Council chamber itself begins to tremble, its ancient stones crumbling under the onslaught. I am sure you have access to your planet's orbital sensor grid. Indulge me. Take a look. We manipulate our displays to show the grid, and we can do nothing but watch helplessly, as 100 slit space ruptures open within the atmosphere of our mighty homeworld. We can only observe, powerless, as 100 turns to 1,000, and then 10,000, until the sky itself is darkened by the mass of so many ships, all bearing the symbol of a pale blue and green sphere. Our eyes return to the human we so arrogantly dismissed just moments ago. Clear your schedules, councillors. The sons and daughters of Earth would like a word.